in this city, Los Angeles. We had an incident where a security guard had to contend with some cretin out of the wilderness, and we never seen or heard of before. And he came to stalk and surveil the building of the synagogue and school where the security guard was standing on his post. And the incident ended with a supposed shooting of the intruder, and by ricochet or by misfire of his weapon. And none of that is true. The medical reports do not support this guy's contentions, and the security guard was not charged and was let off, but it was a lie, and he should be charged with whatever is felony fraudulent claims of injury. For us in the Jewish people, we know this as a blood libel. We know this as Jews being accused of things that they did not do, never did, and it's got to stop. The problem is, when he first appeared, we had no clue who he was, where he was. For all intents and purposes, covered with black, with a backpack and a camera, with wires coming out of the back, we thought he was a terrorist. And we addressed it like he was carrying a bomb, and what he was doing was finding out where the cameras were and going around the circumference of the building and looking at all the entrances, etc., and telling people what the address is and where to come. What were we supposed to think? Obviously now we know he's some kind of lunatic, he's some kind of damaged goods, and he's running around and just inciting to hatred, and he's a threat, but he's not a terrorist necessarily unless he is. Unless he's planning something, and this clowning around stuff is just the background and the setup for something worse to come, God forbid. And we don't know. We still don't know. But the bottom line is, the community is doing nothing to stop this guy. We have to find whatever law we can get him on and get him off the street and leave the Jewish communities alone. We don't want him bothering any community, but we certainly don't want him bothering our community. And we have to be more proactive than we've been. Now, there are videos up there of myself and others deploring this situation, and it gets attacked by his circle of comrades, and we have to go on there and fight for our defense of what we stand for, and that this guy is just picking a fight with us just for the pure pleasure of it on the surface, and maybe something more sinister. And therefore you have to get on there on those sites and message your might and your refusal to accept the storyline as he presents it. And the bottom line is, we have to do much more than that. That's just one step. The rest of the step is in the public, in the arena of public opinion is one thing on Facebook, online, or whatever, on YouTube, but we need to take protections for women and children and innocent Jews walking around the streets that shouldn't be harassed and blindsided by someone like this. They don't know what to do. They're not trained in it. We should have seminars what to do when this guy comes around, so you don't get arrested, you don't get harassed, and you don't do anything that you're going to be regretting later that you shouldn't have done. Obviously, you just got to ignore the guy. He's hard to ignore. He's so over the top. He yells out Allahu Akbar, which is always a calling card of Muslim terrorists to explode something or kill the Jews when they say it. So if he's going to say it, we have every right to put him in the same category with a potential Muslim terrorist. Who knows if he's got connections with Muslims? Who knows if he has connections with the black Hebrews? Who knows if he's with anybody who has any kind of hatred of the Jewish people and plans down the road to do serious pogroms and serious attacks on the Jewish community. We need people in all the supposed security groups and watching agencies, federations, and ADL, and all the alphabet soup groups out there. You know who you are. You're not doing anything because he's attacking in the Orthodox community, and you couldn't care less about us. Well, it's time you realize that the longer it takes for your official response to put pressure on City Hall, to put pressure on the authorities and the police to get this guy out of our faces, the longer it takes, the more we're going to get proactive. And if the police don't show up when we call them, and you guys are nowhere to be found, you're AWOL in your responsibility, your supposed Jewish establishment authority that you've self-promoted yourself to and self-appointed yourself to, you don't have the moral authority to lead in this community, and you have to get out of the way. And we're not going to wait for you to get involved 20 years from now. We need this guy gone today. I don't mean killed, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to kill him. Make him crawl back under the rock whence he came from. He should be arrested on something, charged with something, thrown in jail, set an example of this guy so every other cretin out there leaves us alone. And until you do something like this, it is open season on us, and we're not going to take it. This isn't Nazi Germany, and we're not going like lambs to the slaughter again. Never again. Mayor Kahana has a message for Hanukkah. Never again. What does never again mean? Never again does not mean the Goyim will never try and slaughter us again. That's out of our control. They hate us too much. Who knows what they're planning? Never again that Hashem is never going to bring a Holocaust on us again. How do we know? We're not God. God is in charge of whatever system of policies he has, and he will decide based on what we deserve, what he gives us. Never again means two things what Mayor said. Never again means never again will we go like innocent lambs to the slaughter. We will fight back and take as many of them with us as possible. We are not going to go quietly into the night. We are going to fight back and defend ourselves and be proactive in our self-defense. We're going to learn to shoot, and we're going to defend ourselves if anyone comes against us to harm us, to kill us. The second thing, even more important, Ramirez says, the main message of Never Again is that never again are Jews in safe communities around the world going to sit back and take a powder because they're only interested in their own calm and peace and good relations and comfort. They're only interested in peace among. They don't want to rock the boat and make anti-Semitism where they are, so they look the other way when Jews are imperiled, like they're doing now again in Israel. Meir Kahane also said, the Jewish history teaches us one thing: the only thing the Jews have ever learned is to learn absolutely nothing from it. And that's got to stop. We got to learn one time. We're never again going to watch Jews be innocently slaughtered or attacked or abused or harassed and do nothing to fight back. That's the message of Hanukkah. Nothing against the Jewish people, nothing attacks against our Torah, nothing will we tolerate anymore.